Hi all, welcome to this session on Communication Systems Lab EC431, which comes under the K2 syllabus for S7 Electronics and Communication branch. This lab actually is being divided into two. The first part will be dealing with microwave and the second with optical. After completing these lab sessions, you'll be able to identify and describe the various microwave devices and components. So in the coming experiments, you will be seeing plenty of microwave components. You will be seeing several waveguides, Ts, and you will be also able to explain the use of microwave devices and instruments in microwave test bench. So you'll be dealing with plenty of active devices like the klystron, gun diode, and also several measuring instruments like frequency meter, VSWR meter, and all. Also in the second part, you'll be able to explain the concepts of optical fiber. You'll be studying several losses like bending loss and coupling loss in optical fiber. Also, you'll be studying few characteristics of LED, laser diode, and photodiode as well. So, going in detail to your syllabus, part 1 consists of 6 experiments based on microwave. They are the reflex klystron mode characteristics, VSWR, that is voltage, standing wave ratio, and frequency measurement. Then verification of relation between guide wavelength, free space wavelength, and cutoff wavelength for rectangular waveguide. Then measurement of E-plane and H-plane characteristics, directional coupler characteristics, and finally the measurement of dielectric constant for a solid dielectric cell. And in the second part, you'll be dealing again with 6 experiments, starting with measurement of numerical aperture of a fiber, study of bending and coupling loss in optical fiber, VI characteristics of laser and LED, and finally the characteristics of photodiode and measure of responsivity. So part 1 is actually microwave experiments. The microwave experiments start with getting familiarized with microwave test bench setup. So this is actually the block diagram for a klystron microwave test bench, starting with klystron power supply KPS, followed by klystron mount tube, isolator, variable attenuator, frequency meter, slaughter line section, load, and VSWR meter. I hope you might have heard about the term klystron or klystron amplification process. So the first component was klystron power supply. This is actually the klystron power supply. Several knobs have been provided and certain precautions has to be taken before turning this klystron power supply on. So that those things will be learned while we discuss about the various experiments. So coming back to the various knobs here, you'll be having meter select knob where there are 3 indications: V, C, and REP, repeller. Is the V represents the beam voltage, C gives you the value of current, beam current, and REP will give you the repeller voltage. So also you can see the modulation knob where you will be having CW, continuous wave, AM and FM modulation. Also you will be able to vary the amplitude and frequency of both FM and AM waves by using the 4 knobs provided there. Also you will be able to take the output also. The second part will be the klystron mount tube. This is actually working on the principle of reflex klystron, where you will be having an electron gun, a filament surrounded by a cathode, and a focusing electrode at cathode potential. Actually, the electrons emitted by the cathode will travel towards the anode or reflector. Actually, this anode or reflector part is being kept at a higher potential compared to that of the cathode. And these electrons, on their passage through to the collector, will undergo velocity modulation and a process called bunching activity. And finally, the power is taken from the anode cavity. And next part will be an isolator, which is very important in order to protect the source. This will actually control the passage of microwave signals. It will allow the passage of signal only in one direction, and it opposes the flow of signal in the backward direction or in the opposite direction. And then you can see a variable attenuator. It's actually a rectangular waveguide, or you can see a knob also. While turning this knob, what happens is that a resistive pad gets inserted into the waveguide, thereby changing the attenuation. This is actually required because when the entire energy is being transmitted to certain frequency meters or certain measuring instruments, they won't be able to read that particular value. So some part of the energy has to be attenuated, and for this we'll be using this variable attenuator. And frequency meter is yet another measuring instrument which is used for measuring the frequency. We know that for microwave test bench setup, we'll be using microwaves of the frequency range about 8 to 12 gigahertz, or rather we can say that the entire microwave test bench setup is based on X band. Hope you are aware about the various bands of microwave frequencies. So in this frequency meter, you can see two horizontal lines and one vertical line, and that intersection point will give the frequency measurement. You can also rotate the knob, that is the black knob provided on the top, can be used to rotate the frequency meter. And what happens when we rotate this frequency meter? We'll see that. So the frequency meter is actually a cylindrical cavity mounted on a shaft. When we rotate this knob, what happens is that the volume in the cavity is changed and it becomes resonant and gives minimum impedance at resonant frequency. Okay, that is the working principle of this frequency meter. This is just a cylindrical cavity which is mounted on a shaft, and when we rotate this black knob or when we rotate this meter, the volume in the cavity is changed. That's how we will get a dip in the CRO wave, and we will measure that particular frequency value as well. So all these concepts will be explained while we move on to while we deal with the experiments. And the next part will be a slotted line section. This is again a rectangular waveguide. You can see the opening part. This is just a waveguide, and in between you will be having the slotted line section. You can see a black part which is called plunger, which can be used to move the slotted line section from right to left or left to right. And on top of that you can see a circular portion which can be used for connecting with a probe, and slotted line sections are usually used for VSWR measurements. And this is actually VSWR meter or voltage standing wave ratio meter. So this will be having a meter select switch which will be kept in the normal mode, usually arranged in DP switch. And on the right side you can see fine and coarse knobs for gain value, and power switch is also being provided. So these are all the major components in the microwave test bench setup.